So as this giveaway is going on over the next month, check out some of the fresh merch that we just got in from Badass Hats. We got the new RPM flags. We got the American flag with the RPM logo in the bottom corner. We got this really cool new green color, and then we finally got the duck camo back in stock, which is my favorite, and it sold out so quick. And then I think this black looks so clean. We've also got them in white, silver. We've also got the RPM flag shirt. This one is the 1% faster every day. Just one of these hats is gonna get you 6 entries to win. If you decide to pick up some stickers as well, every sticker is $5, so it gets you 1 entry, or you can pick up the sticker fleet pack for $10, which is 2 entries there too. Tons of ways to get in on this giveaway before it ends. Get in on it before November 30th for that smile makeover where we'll fly in and fix your teeth, or that $30,000 cash. All right, guys, welcome back to Tommy's Car Wash, episode number 3. We're bringing you guys along from breaking ground all the way to the grand opening. And we're even gonna be showing you the drama that happens in between and even after opening. So I'm super excited about this. As you may have seen in the other videos, my wife and I have put every dollar to our name into this project, and we are building a monster 130-foot car wash on this site located in Bradenton, Florida, and we got to show you guys a lot today. So let's get to it. We got Todd here, who's our GC. He's going to be walking us through what we've been able to accomplish so far, but next week we are actually doing a lot more, right? We got tanks going in the ground, gravel coming in, a bunch more dirt. So we wanted to give you guys a little bit of an update before a lot of the heavy lifting starts coming in the gate, right?
That's right.
This is going to blow your mind. Just right here. See all this dirt right there?
Yeah.
Where do you think that's going to fall in relation to the wash? You think that's going to be like
that
the height of the parking
the car
lot?
wash, is it not?
You want to tell them? Because this blew my mind.
So the dirt we have right here is going to be the bottom of the pit. That's the bottom. So we have another 3 feet.
Remember the pit that we were shoveling out?
Yeah.
That's going to be the bottom of it.
We have 3 more feet to go on top of this.
Yeah, so the car wash, the height of the parking lot's going to be like here. Here. Here, close enough. But it's going to be 200 trucks of triple axle trailers that are going to bring all this dirt in. So 200 of them.
200 truckloads of dirt.
So once they get this leveled out, which is perfectly where the height of the pit is, but it kind of gives you a good perspective on how long the wash actually is.
Correct.
Because this is just for the pit.
The center is going to be for the pit, and then we've got it marked out. All these stakes are where the footings or the columns are going to be. So this will be the outside of the whole wash right here. This will be one side, and then that whole other will be the other side of it. And then we have, like I said, the pit going down the middle.
Yep.
And then once we get the pit all put in with the concrete, we're going to then put in, fill it in with dirt, and then we'll get all of our electrical and plumbing in there too installed.
And then we're doing reclaimed water tanks this coming week, which are going to sit right
on
here.
those 4 red stakes. I'm sorry, 4 red stakes out there is where the reclaim, and we're going to have to dig down maybe about a foot to 2 feet down, because they're going to be sitting up at those are 4-foot tanks, so they'll be sitting up, you know, where this about height is.
So for those who you guys haven't seen the other videos, the reclaimed water system is really important on these car washes, because once we bring the water off of the main line, we actually reuse that water, and it goes through a purification process in the reclaimed water tanks before being funneled back into the wash and being reused. So you're never reusing dirty water, but you're reusing the same water you've used to wash cars previously to help save bucks, because the amount of water and the amount of electricity that this place is going to be using is not cheap. I would imagine it's somewhere in the $30,000 a month range.
Damn! Yes.
For electrical and
between
water.
Electrical, water.
We want to try and conserve as much water as we can, and this is actually going to be sitting underneath of the drive-through to pull into the wash. So you'll pull in here on the front side towards the road, which is State Road 64, loop around the back, you'll come through the wash this way, and then you'll turn right into the vacuum systems. It'll be sitting over here. Oh, somebody brought up a good point about amenities at the vacuum stations. Now, this is pretty exciting, and I'm excited about this because I use this when I wash my cars at home, which is air hoses. We're doing air hoses.
Yes, we are putting air at the vacuum, so we will have air to blow off the dash, to blow off, you know, your excess water out of your mirrors.
The idea is, though, they don't have to use the air on the exterior of the car because our blowers will be that powerful.
Just right, the correct that the blowers should take off everything to the point where we won't have to use them on the outside. Just a little drop here, drop there.
And another thing about the blowers that we were just talking about, which is super cool on this system, is that imagine the blower is like a giant turbo, right? You know, it's got a spool up, but when you're spooling up, that takes a lot of electricity. So what it actually does is it has gates on the inlet portion of the blower, spools up with that gate shut so it has less resistance, and then pow, pops the gate open, which gets the air moving, which uses a lot less electricity, right? What is that called again?
It's called a blast gate. And what it does is it closes it so the propeller inside has no air movement on it, no restriction, so it can speed up to the full maximum speed that it needs to be. And then once it pops open, it's already at speed where it needs to be, and then it just sends off that much of the air going onto your car, which takes it all off of your car.
So if you remember at the wash that we toured before, they actually used VFDs, which uses like a pulse width modulated system to ramp that blower up slowly. Or these ones, since they won't have less air resistance with that gate, they'll be able to just spool up without the VFDs.
Correct. Yes.
What else we got going on here today, Todd?
So basically, we've got, like I said, we've got the tanks going in on Monday. We've got
you said there's gonna be a crane here?
Crane is going to be here on Monday to set the tanks, the reclaim tanks.
Perfect.
So we can get those set in the ground, and then I'll have the plumber here Tuesday to come out and start doing core drilling for his pipes that come out of the
We got to get our
tanks.
hands dirty next week, Chance, all right? We're putting you in. Did you hear about that? No? He said, I don't want to get dirt under my fingernails. Well, cool, man. Well, I appreciate you helping us get up to speed on what's going on here. It's been a couple months since we started this project. As you could imagine, new build at this scale with county approvals and, you know, approvals through Tommy's and getting the dirt and subcontractors, man, it's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work.
It takes a team.
It takes a team of people to do it. It's just not me. But it takes a lot of people to do it, and everything is starting to come together. We've got all the sill fence up, so we're protecting, you know, our environment going on the outside of it.
Yeah.
We've got the chain link fence up, so that way, you know,
people aren't stealing our shark's teeth.
Exactly. Yeah. We got to make sure those aren't gone.
If you guys didn't know, this is shark's tooth capital of the world. So whenever you see a construction, I shouldn't actually tell you guys this, but if you go into sites that have new dirt piles, then you can usually find like megalodon and shark's teeth, which is kind of cool. But
you want to go after rain.
After rain.
After the rain really pulls the dirt away, and then the teeth really pop up.
It's a big thing around this area, shark's teeth. You can find megalodon teeth legit like 3 to 6 inches in size. It's crazy. Nice tooth.
Oh, miss this guy.
That's a good one right there. Nice.
Then after we get the tanks in, then we're going to be working on the Cultec system, which is an underground pond system. And that's going to be, right now where we sit is about where it's going to sit on top of.
Really?
Yeah, because we have to build this all up almost 4 feet high.
Is the Cultec system kind of like a corrugated pipe that's porous in a sense?
So it's like a 36-inch pipe cut in half, and then it lays down,
I have seen that.
and water will flow through underneath it.
They use it for septic systems as well, sort of? Those
You would be on
half-pipe
a
looking
much
things?
smaller system on
Yes,
that,
yeah.
yes.
Okay.
For the drainage part
Maybe
of
we
it.
can throw in a pic right here what the Cultec looks like. It's Cultec, right?
Cultec, yeah, Cultec.
Cultec.
There's Cultec, there's Stormtec, so there's different
Different brands,
brands
competitors
out there. We're going with the Cultec one.
And then after the Cultec system goes in, then are we gonna start doing flat work in regards to concrete? Or I guess the structure will go up, right?
What we're gonna do is you're right about doing the flat work, because after the Cultec is in, I'll get the flat work on top of it right away, because we don't want people driving on that, because it can cave in.
Okay. And when we say flat work, we're talking flat concrete.
So at that point, once we get that done, then the building will come in, and then they can drive on it with their equipment everywhere around it, because they need to set all the steel with a big lull to erect it all. So
It's gonna be a process.
Oh, it's gonna be fun.
I feel like after this video, things are gonna really start taking off.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna start moving quick. So
Yeah.
we're gonna be spending a lot more time here, Chance. And I want to show you guys this process because it's so interesting. Like each part of it is so cool and there's so much to learn about. It's almost too much to show y'all, but hey, we're gonna try and show you as much as you guys. And keep in mind, I'm learning with you how to say the words, the right equipment, you know, what's gonna happen first and second. So bear with me and I'm gonna enjoy this process and I hope you guys do too. So this is pretty sick. If you guys saw in the last video, we erected this Buildcam, which is a solar powered DSLR camera that takes pictures about every 10 minutes. And you can actually log in and check out your construction, whether you're building a home or a business, or even just wanna catch a field that's growing for crops or whatever. You know, let's say you plant some corn, you want to watch it grow, shoots. Hit these guys up, you can set up a Buildcam. We'll drop the video of the time lapse so far. I think it's pretty cool to watch. I'm really glad we got this because as stuff starts to roll in over the next couple weeks, it's gonna be really cool to see everything start to fill in on this property. So shout out to Buildcam for getting this thing out to us. Let's get back to the video. So Todd and I just rolled up to a brand new Tommy's Car Wash that you built and just opened a couple weeks ago.
Yes.
And so we're here to check it out. It's right at the road, but somebody was asking me this question, so I want to be very clear with you guys. If you buy a membership at this wash, it'll still work at ours.
Correct.
Any of them in the nation, as a matter of fact. So
yes, it will.
if you're down in Florida on vacation at a Cletus event and you want to wash your rental, this is the spot to do it. Your membership will work in Kansas. It'll also work in Florida. There you go.
Go back up to Wisconsin and wash again.
Some things that you might see at our wash that are very similar to here. One being these posts for stops instead of curbs, right? What's the technical term for this?
Bollard.
Ballard instead of a curb stop because people were tripping over them. Also, air hoses. Clean out, blow off your dash and your carpet, whatever you want to blow off. You can even buy detail kits here. I think this glass is actually pretty cool. Comes with like a microfiber and stuff to wipe off your dash and your windows and all that kind of cool stuff. It's even got motion activated lights, so when you pull up, you can see your car when it's in the evening, shaded, and then you also have dual hoses for just you. You're not sharing with your neighbor. So if you look right here between these two spots, each got one. And what's really neat about this is they're all on their own vacuum. So if the line, one of them goes down the line, it does not affect you. That's a common problem you see at a lot of washes. It'll have one giant vacuum on the end. They're all connected by PVC pipes. Each single station has its own vacuum that is stainless. Looks really good too. These are the new metal caged ones. So you can wash them wet or dry, right?
Correct. You can wash them wet or dry. This is for flat mat washers. This is for flat mats, I'm sorry. And then this one is for your molded mats, which would be your WeatherTech ones and that. So nice. They'll take that for that, but you can't put the WeatherTech in those.
I did some picture it now, even though it's clearly labeled. If somebody's gonna put their WeatherTech mat in this, it's gonna jam it.
Oh yeah.
And it's gonna cost us about $6 grand to fix it. I can already see it now.
Easy accessible too, so. Than the other ones.
Oh, look at that.
Flip it open, you've got the whole access to it. You can get in here, grab your mats.
I just see myself now undoing these bolts to replace these bristles on a Saturday afternoon while all my buddies are boating. But that's the sacrifice I'm gonna make.
This is the new epoxy floor that we've been going with.
So instead of doing like flake that I have in my garage, this high performance floor is a lot more durable and it has kind of like a sand in it that they do before the polyurethane coating, right?
Yes,
like
well
that.
it goes in with it, yes. It goes in with the last coat of the polyurethane.
Oh, it is, it's already been
so, yeah, so it gives it a little more of
off.
a texture so you won't slip on it.
Cool, and then hopefully shout out to Luke, Good Boy Coatings in Kansas. Hopefully they're coming out to do it. I'm putting the pressure on you. It's my brother-in-law. We got to support his company.
So you can take care of all your stuff.
Oh, sweet.
Is that where you play video games?
Yeah,
like
can I put Battlefield 6 on there and live stream while I'm at work? As long as we got a good fiber connection. Got to keep that ping low.
Yeah, we do have fiber optic. This is when it's blowing, you got the hardest air. This is when it starts up, they close. So as soon as the car gets to this point, it turns it on and kicks it open.
For some reason I had in my head it was like an electric gate, but I like that it's air driven.
It's air driven.
There's a 1/4-inch vacuum line that drives that thing open and close. Very cool.
So it gives that blower inside momentum to get speeded up.
Sweet. One thing I'm gonna get clear is our tool room is gonna be stacked. All right. We're gonna have a 6 setup.
I saw one of your setups already.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Okay. I think we could do a little better. This is good. This will get you by.
So this is basically the way I have this set up is I have all the wrenches, they're doubled up, and so because every time you need like a 3/4, you always need 2 of them.
Yeah.
So I have them all here accessible to be. So because when you got a wash that goes down, you want to be able to come back here, see what you got, know what you got, and go out there and fix it fast.
Yeah.
And then what I do is I set up.
You set all this up?
Yes, I set all this
Shit,
up.
my bad. I was dogging you.
No, you're fine. I like the back room the way you did. So, like I said, I've got it all set up to the point where everything is acceptable. You know, you got your Allen wrenches, you got your electrical drawer,
Smart.
your chisels, you know, if you got to bust stuff away, and then all your clamps.
Love it.
So, and
Looks
then,
great.
Yeah, and then you've got extra stuff down here. Put all this back here for your drills and stuff. And then, like I said, you need a screwdriver instead of. What happens is you go into a cabinet, they're all over the place. This, you know what you're grabbing, you got it right away. Your small little tools for working in your MCC cabinet.
It's awesome, dude.
So,
very cool.
and that's why I said it's set up to the point where it's easy, accessible, fast to grab what you need.
And it's not at all in a freaking drawer.
In a drawer, all combined. Especially like with the wrenches. I go into so many stores and they're just one heap of yeah.
This is incredible, honestly. Incredible. I cannot wait.